What made me go, I've been going, most of my life. On this topic particularly, I had kind of come across the concept before, but just assumed it was something we'd never really be able to definitively figure out. And it really was. Now, my friend Pamela has a Facebook page, and she started going down this rabbit trail several years ago. I think it's been 5 years for her, and has been posting on her Facebook page. And I somehow came across it, and she was the first person I had seen. Like, I'd watched some YouTube videos on the topic here and there throughout the years. Nothing I was very impressed with. But she was putting stuff together in a detailed way that I had never seen before and didn't know was possible. And that's what got my attention initially. I really didn't think it would be possible to, really definitively map things out like this. But she was doing it. She still is doing it. If you haven't seen her stuff, go see it. I give her credit all the time. So I don't know if there was necessarily one place that really made me go, In particular, it was more, I saw some of her posts and I actually sat down, pulled my Bible out, and started looking stuff up. And then I was like, oh my goodness, what the blazes. So she and I started talking. I learned a lot from her. She kind of shared everything with me that she knew, and then I started digging on my own and started finding more locations on top of what she had already found. And yeah, the first time I found something and it was just clear as day, like exactly like the Bible described. I mean, I just remember so mind blown, just in such awe. I still feel like that every time I find something. And I find something new every couple weeks, it seems like, at this point. And every time it's just like I'm just absolutely in awe. Like, I mean, there's been a few times I've just been brought to my knees, just absolutely mind blown. And this comes after literally decades of studying weird topics like flat earth and just alternative history and all the world being run by weird bad guys. So it wasn't necessarily like this massive leap so much as it was tying it just tied so many pieces together on a whole new level. That's what did it for me, is it took all these other things that I'd learned about and had questions about and knew were not as they appeared to be, and added this entire other layer of clarity and reason, like, gave more reason for why things are the way they are and why the world is the way it is. More explanation for why we are operating under all these other lies that I had already, become aware of and have been aware of for years. Like, I was aware of the world operating under so much deception, but I still had so many questions about why, and I still do, but this put a whole other, that it just pulled together so many of those pieces. So, like, location wise, I don't think there was like one location that it made me go, aha. It was more seeing all the different locations and how they tied together so perfectly. That's what made me go, oh. It's because you can look at something and be like, oh, this looks just like, this biblical location. But there's lots of places in the world you could do that, right? It's not, it's when you put them all together And it's like this giant jigsaw puzzle, and you find piece after piece after piece, and it just seamlessly fits together. That's the big aha moment for me, is when I started to see all those pieces come together into one big picture, and how perfect it was, how seamless. I was just like, this is not normal. There's no way this could be coincidence. You could take coincidence with a couple different locations, but when you start putting together so many and it still works so perfectly, that's when things really start to click. And I still have days where I question, I'm like, maybe maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe this isn't real. Maybe this is just, I'm seeing things, I'm imagining things, I'm reading too much into stuff. But even on those days, at this point, I'm like, this either is where the Bible took place, or there is something else extremely weird going on, because this is not normal. It's something. If it's not where the Bible took place, then something else is going on. Like, there is some reason it matches the Bible perfectly. Like, that's not by chance. It's something. Obviously, I think it's where the Bible took place. But even when I start doubting myself, I'm like, no, I've proved to myself over and over and over and over, this is not coincidence. This is not happenstance. This is intentional, by design. And maybe at some point I will have a different revelation, be like, oh, but it actually means something different than that. I don't know what that would be. I'm open to that, but it's also just like, well, what else would it be? It's either where the Bible took place, or it's intentionally replicating it better than the Middle East location does. So, I don't know.